reached the magic time, so I'll call this meeting at the Fall River, soon to be Cassette Regional Hospital Board for the 25th of April 2023 to order, and recognize that this meeting is taking place on the traditional territory of the Tla'amin people, with whom we have been sharing it for these many years. We've got a couple of alternate directors here with us today because other directors are away for different reasons. And we'll get right into it. We have an agenda in the package. Would somebody like to make a motion about the agenda? Councilor Director Elliott, seconded by Director Gisborne. Any discussion on the agenda? Director Gisborne.
It's the 26th day.
Is it the 26th? Time flies when you're having fun.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It is the 26th day. Any other comments on the agenda? All those in favor of accepting the agenda as circulated? Any opposed? Carried unanimously. Adoption of the minutes of the March 22nd, 2023 board meeting. Has everybody had a chance to look at them? Any early things in the minute? Anybody like to move acceptance? Mr. Brander, seconded by Director Gisborne. Any further discussion? All those in favor of accepting the minutes as circulated? Any opposed? That's carried unanimously. And that gets us to the business of the day primarily. Item 4.1, we have Corey Vanderhorst, MNP, LLP, RE, the Regional Hospital District financial statements, and the auditor. So do you have a report or comments you'd like to make to us?
Great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for inviting me here to speak today. I do have, maybe, let's see if I can share screen here. I'll make sure I can see everybody still. Apologies. So, thank you first off to Linda and the finance staff putting together the financial statements for us to audit. Really do appreciate the assistance. These are your financial statements, so they're doing all the work in the back end and we're just checking them. I'll take you really quickly through highlights of the financial statements. Our audit is all done. Happy to be providing a clean audit opinion for the Regional Hospital District. And the last step is just approval by the board here today. So you can see in front of you the statement of financial position or the balance sheet. At the end of 2022, the Regional Hospital District had $6.6 million in its bank accounts that are held at the Regional District. You can see accounts receivable there of $107,000. There's a timing issue on some of the payments back and forth with Coastal Health. So there was an amount that came in early January of 2023 there. On the liabilities side, the accounts payable do fluctuate. That's your accounts payable to Coastal Health for claims that they put forward. Your debenture debt being paid down on schedule and has some increases in the year for new debt incurred. The deferred revenue of $154,000 is again a timing thing with Coastal Health on some of the lease payments. So the Regional Hospital District has a net debt position of $10.9 million, which is an improvement from the prior year's 11.3. And then the tangible capital assets you can see have gone from 22.8 to 22.3 million dollars, and that is mainly the facility being managed by the Regional Hospital District and Coastal Health. The next page I'll take you to is the statement of operations. So for 2022, for the Regional Hospital District, total revenues of $2.3 million. You can see that the lease revenue and the tax levy are exactly as budget, which is what you'd expect. Insurance recovery, the insurance is a little bit up, so that recovery from Coastal Health increases as well. Interest income significantly up as we saw improvements in, or we saw interest rate increases throughout the year that had the effect of raising the interest income that the hospital district recognized on investments and the balances. On the expenses side of things, you've got interest on paying down the debt. There's an actuarial adjustment to the debt as well. We're depreciating the facility $542,000 every year. And then the big number there is the grants to Coastal Health $1.2 million. So up from the $771,000 in the prior year. And then the insurance, similar to prior year, with a little bit of increase. And the administration fee, the difference there between the 100,000 in budget and 105 is just GST being charged on the administration fee. So on an accounting basis, there's an annual deficit of 191,000. But again, the changes in grants and amount of grants to coastal health can skew that number on a regular basis. The last page I'll take you through is the cash flows. So to unwind all the accounting adjustments in the income statement there. The first subtotal in 2022 is a cash outflow from operations of 213,000. And then you get repayment of short-term debt, 90,000, and debenture debt of 750,000, issuance of new debt of 1.5 million. And so you have a net decrease in the balance that the regional district holds for the hospital district of $460,000 at the end of the year. Very similar result to the prior year where there was a decrease in the accounts of 447,000. So I'll turn it back to the chair and turn the sharing off, but I would be happy to answer any questions about the financial statements or the audit process.
Okay, just to comment that the regional hospital district audited financial statements are 11.1. So I guess if anybody has any questions of the auditors under either one of these headings, they could ask them now. So anyone have any questions? Director Elliott.
It's an easy question. So we were talking about those grants on the what statement it was it here? Down here. 1.2 you said was the big one, but the budgeted was 2 point something. Why was the budgeted so much higher, and what happened? Did we not get grants we thought we were going to?
I can take a first crack, and then maybe I'll turn it over to Linda. This is very common for what we see with regional hospital districts, both up and down Sunshine Coast and on the island here. Is often there's with coastal health timing of the projects they're doing, there's delays in things. You budget for various projects that don't happen or get delayed in the year. So it's possible that some of those claim forms come through next year. And to the manager of financial services, I'm not sure if you want to elaborate there, but it's common for us to see with the other hospital districts big swings from budget.
Okay.
Ms. Greenan, did you have something to add to that? You're on mute, I think.
Sorry, thank you, Chair. No, the auditor explained it quite well. What that was is these are actually grants going out to Vancouver Coastal Health Authority, and so we budgeted that they would be spending $2.6 million of the grant funding that had been approved through borrowing, but they only spent $1.2 million in the year. So the rest carries forward to 2023.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Director Adamson.
Thank you. Just a rookie question here. I just was curious about the insurance recovery as a revenue, and I've not seen that category before where insurance makes you money.
Yeah, so part of the agreement with Vancouver Coastal Health is that there's lease, you can see the lease revenue there for a monthly lease payment, and then the hospital pays the insurance on the building and recovers it from Coastal Health. So that's why there is an amount coming back in as insurance recovery.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep.
Anyone else? Don't see any other hands up, so thank you. We'll just I'll ask both of the staff members to stay online until we deal with item 11 on the agenda. We have no unfinished business, no correspondence, no business arising. Brief chair's report. I have an invitation from Vancouver Coastal Health to join a number of other local organizations concerned about healthcare at the hospital on May 5th to talk with Vancouver Coastal Health, or to listen to Vancouver Coastal Health about local health issues. So I'll have an opportunity to talk about that. And then I'm also setting up a meeting with the Local Hospital Foundation and the Division of Family Service in Powell River for a meeting on May 11th to talk about common issues we might have in our relationship with Vancouver Coastal Health. So just want to make a brief report on that. If does anybody have any questions about that at all? Don't see any hands up, so we don't have any resolution removed from the consent agenda because we don't have a consent agenda, I guess. And resolutions, so we're down to reports. Powell River Regional Hospital District audited financial statements for 2022.
So moved.
Director Gisborne makes the motion, seconded by Director Brandier. Any discussion? All those in favor of accepting the report? Any opposed? Carried unanimously. That brings us to the end of our agenda. None of the other items on the agenda have anything underneath, so we are adjourned.
Questions, Chair?
Questions? That's right, because we do hopefully have the press there. So, does
Thank you.
anyone have any questions of the board?
Thank you, Chair. You do have the media in attendance, and I do not have any questions. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Galinsky. Having dealt with that, is there any members of the public that are online that I might not be aware of, or anyone in the audience who would like to ask any questions? Everybody's shaking their head. Well, thanks for coming, and we are still adjourning a couple of minutes early. Thank you, everybody.